Hey everybody, and welcome to AniBreak, the show. We just talk about the week's topics in anime, manga, and video games. My name's Jason, and this week we have news about an upcoming Ghost in the Shell. I guess you can call it Border 4. I couldn't think of the name for it. You got news from some great video game stuff, both in Japan and over here in the States. We have some news from Aniplex of America that's actually really cool. And a few trailers out there for you. So let's get to the first one, as I always like to start off once I get any bit of news from this series. Of course, I'm talking about Ghost in the Shell Arise. Now, we've talked about the series before, 4-part OVA. It's been shown in Japanese theaters before. It's been released individually on DVD and Blu-ray. We know Funimation has been bringing out as a limited edition, subtitled only version coming over stateside. Well, it looks like the trailer for Border 4 has finally gone live, and we can actually check it out now. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that this fourth part of the 4-part OVA series is probably going to be the most explosive yet. Not in the sense of like a Michael Bay explosion, but just explosive as in good action sequences, and not everything has to blow up all the time. So, the whole idea with this this last OVA, there's a cyberbrain infection released by a terrorist known as Firestarter. Motoko's offensive unit basically entrusts the suppression of this situation to their ghosts and aims for their own justice. You saw a little bit here and there in the little trailer, the tin girl named Emma and the scarecrow man named Vrinda. And as Kusanagi and, of course, as the rest of the crew is dealing with the incident, they get so close to finding out what these two ghosts were actually seeking. I'm really looking forward to this. We don't have too much longer, I hope, to actually see this one stateside. I mean, we know that Funimation is going to be releasing screening, I should say, the first 2 episodes in a limited theatrical run later on this year, and we're getting close to the end of the year, so it has to be fairly soon. We know that both episodes 1 and 2, will be available for purchase for home from home video on October 21st. So you're looking at just a little over a month away from right now. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. And of course, the more information we get about Ghost in the Shell Arise, or about the upcoming Ghost in the Shell movie that was slated for sometime in 2015, and that's all we know about it, I will definitely let you guys know on this show or online. You guys know where to follow me at. Time for some random news. I was not expecting to read about this. We already know that Miku is coming back to America for the Miku Expos. They're going to happen, one on the East Coast and one on the West Coast. Well, apparently, to try to, I guess, hype up the situation or provide more awareness to it, it looks like the people who are putting on this concert want to expand its presence here in the States. And they decided, you know what, let's go on a late night talk show and have Miku perform on one. And when I think of this, I'm like, okay, cool. Let's, your best bet for any of this would probably be The Tonight Show. You got Jimmy Fallon. He already has, the younger demographic. They're already into new technology. They showcase video games, random videos. I mean, this would actually fit very well into their demographic and their show. Not to mention, could you imagine seeing Miku being backed by the Roots? Come on, that would be amazing. It'll never happen, but it would be amazing. But no, they picked, of all the shows, they picked The Late Show with David Letterman. Okay, here's the thing, though. Letterman's been around for a very, very long time. His viewers have been around for a very, very long time. There is... Actually, the best way to describe my concern for this move is there is a now very popular video on YouTube where a bunch of elderly folk were introduced to Miku and they watched her first concert. And yeah, it was not favorable. Let's call it that. And that's about the same age group you get when you think of the audience for David Letterman. Now, think, that audience watching Miku. I'm not sure how that's going to work, or even how Letterman's going to even talk about this. He's going to be so confused and flabbergasted. Yeah, kind of with Neo Stray Cat in the chat states, I was expecting Conan for that. I could see Conan doing something like this. I could easily see something like that, but he would turn more to like a mockery, whereas if you threw it to Jimmy Fallon, he would treat it more, I guess, in a celebratorial state. Let's call it that. That he would be like, oh, the tech is so cool. This is amazing. You guys are going to enjoy this. Conan would make fun of it. David Letterman's just going to be, huh? The hell? I would have preferred Craig Ferguson over this, but then again, I like Craig Ferguson. So yeah, this is going to take place on October 8th. So you all better check in on that. Set your DVRs. It's less than a month away. I'm very... I can't say excited. I'm very intrigued to see, or interested to see how this one's going to turn out. Oh well, it is what it is. All right. We finally got some news out from Toei Animation about their Expelled from Paradise movie that they've been working on for a while. This is in the, I guess we can call it the CG anime style. Think the one that started this whole bit in mainstream, Appleseed, the first Appleseed CG movie. Think that, but heavily evolved. Not in the sense what you got from like Appleseed 2 or Appleseed 13, the series, but I think this one just looks really cool, if not a bit disjointed just due to the editing. So let's check out this new trailer. Like I said, it looks stunning just in terms of the visuals. The crew that's behind this feature film is impressive to say the least. The script is written by Gen Urobuchi, who, Madoka, Fate Zero, etc. You got Toei Animation and Nitro Plus working on the production. You have Seiji Mishima actually working on directing this project. You might know from his past works of working on the Full Metal Alchemist series, Gundam 00, etc., etc. Yeah, this thing looks amazing. We don't have too much longer. Well, let me rephrase that. Japan doesn't have too much longer to wait, and this film will open in theaters November 15th. And I'm just looking at the voice cast. Rie Kugimiya, Shinichiro Miki, Megumi Hayashibara, Hiroshi Kamiya. I mean, a lot of really cool voice actors and actresses. So yeah, this thing looks amazing. I cannot wait to check this one out. No word yet if anybody's going to pick this one up and either stream it online, or most likely just show it in the theaters and then release it on Blu-ray and DVD over here. But I'm really hoping someone makes an announcement fairly soon about this. Alright, we do have one more trailer for you before we move on to a couple other things. Let's see what we have over here. Yes. Speaking of Gen Urobuchi, he has worked on a lot of things in the past, worked with many, many companies. And I do have to say, though, that let me rephrase this. The Fate Stay Night remake. I know he had a bit in Fate Zero. I don't believe he has a set in Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, the remake of it, I should say. It was a bad lead-in. My apologies. Anyways, so we know that this new movie or new take on it is going to premiere on Japanese television on October 4th. We're really close to that. And we're going to get the a full, I guess, 2 seasons, as you can call it, out of this. It's going to be incredible. Aniplex of America is also hyping up this series over in the States, and to help along with that, they released yet another trailer for this, but this one's actually English subtitled, so you can now understand what's actually going on. Enjoy. can't wait. Absolutely cannot wait for that. The streaming begins October 2014. It's going to be amazing. And if you're a fan of this, you also know that you have a movie to look forward to as well. Yes, we've talked about it before, but as a reminder that a film adaptation of the original game's Heaven's Feel route has been greenlit and be worked on probably sometime. I'm guessing it has to be after the second season of Unlimited Blade Works. So it's going to be a lot of Fate Stay Night. You see a lot of Saber cosplays going on for at least the next year, if not year and a half. So I guess it's always a good thing, wouldn't you say? Okay. Well, Aniplex, you have some great news for us. Let's start off actually with... yes, let's go with this. I think it was last year, they announced and released the limited edition Blu-ray box set of Gurren Lagann that had a ton of great bonuses, whether it was the art book, it was several audio CDs. It had just a giant box of goodness. But it was also like $700. Not many of us could afford it, but it looks like Aniplex has heard many people's cries about this, and they made the decision, you know what, we're going to re-release Gurren Lagann as Blu-ray singles this time around. So what's nice about this is that the first of 5 Blu-ray disc releases is going to be on November 11th, second volume December 9th. We'll probably have one a month after that, but the exact dates have yet to be decided. Each Blu-ray will include 5 episodes with the original Japanese dialogue with subtitles, plus the English dub. So you have your choice of the two. The first 2 volumes will be bundled with a double-sided poster and a 16-page booklet. You can start pre-ordering these things right now. And if you've never seen this series, you know what? You can go watch it right now. It is airing on Adult Swim's Toonami block on Saturday nights. You guys can check that one out. The other bit of news is, what is this series? Otori Monogatari. This series, the Monogatari series has been going on for ages. But it looks like, actually, we're going to get yet another box set coming out over here, thanks to our friends over at Aniplex of America. This will be just an English subtitled set. It will have, 4 TV episodes on 2 Blu-ray discs. The retail price, the suggested retail price is about $65. You're probably going to find it for about $50 online, like at Right Stuff and whatnot. This will be available October 28th, a little over a month from now. You get the usual bonuses. There's an omnibus video, textless opening and ending, like a pinup poster card set. I mean, it looks nice. If you are a fan of the Monogatari series, if you're confused by, how far this is in, Otori Monogatari is actually the 3rd arc of the Monogatari series' 2nd season. Try to figure this whole thing out. I've gone in and out of this series that I've sometimes get completely lost of where I am, and I'm actually finding that I'm watching a series before something else. I had to go back and watch it. It's just one of those things that is very beautiful, very engaging, but also sometimes very, very confusing. So, if you're a fan of the series, you can have to look forward to that. Okay, well, we mentioned Toonami real quick. We're going to share something for you guys. We have some bad news, is that, and it's not even really Toonami's fault, is that we're almost to the end of Space Dandy. We're almost at the end of 2nd season of Space Dandy. I don't know if there's going to be any more. I really hope there's going to be more. I have to say, I have truly enjoyed Space Dandy from beginning to end, beginning so far. I'll probably enjoy it all the way to the end. Every single episode has been a blast. There's always, tributes to some other classic anime series or musician or band, or there's always something there that I really, really like, and I hope you guys enjoyed as well. So, as all good things must come to an end. So Toonami's already given us a look at what to expect post-Space Dandy. So starting on October 4th, you're going to see this lineup. We're going to start up with Attack on Titan, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece. There are other usual spots. It looks like they're going to throw back in Beware the Batman. Big O Season 2, FMA Brotherhood. I mean, okay, we got some classics returning on there. But the one I'm looking forward to, like I said, 2:30. If you haven't seen it yet, watch Hellsing Ultimate. And it looks like we're going to get the following week on the 11th. Try to see if we have anything difference here. The only difference I see on the new lineup is that Cowboy Bebop is going to end. They're going to go away for another 26 weeks. We know how this whole thing works. It's going to be replaced by Standalone Complex Second Gig, the Ghost in the Shell animated series. So much fun. If you guys haven't picked that one up yet on DVD, why haven't you? I am kind of sad that the Standalone Complex series has been available over here on DVD and Blu-ray, but let me explain. There's a caveat to that. If you want the entire series, all episodes, 26 episodes for each season, very, very nice, with Japanese dub with English subtitles and an English dub, you have to buy it in DVD. If you want it on Blu-ray, you can only purchase it as a basically a highlight reel. They basically take an entire season and throw it all together into like a 2.5 hour movie. It looks nice on Blu-ray. I'll leave it at that. Okay, so if you guys were hanging out during the pre-show, you might have noticed that great song. It was actually very enjoyable. It's called Starting Style, and it's a preview for the upcoming Anisong Lantis Festival that is going on over in Japan. And the great thing about this is that they announced the Anisong World Tour for 2015. Now get this. This is going to have a 6-country stop. And yes, the United States is one of them. And I do like the location and the collaborative partner for the U.S. stop. It's going to take place January 16th through 17th in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's a collaboration event with our good friends over at Otakon. So it's going to be part of Otakon Vegas. And if you ever heard of very popular J-pop, J-rock, you've probably heard him from Lantis. And having them come all over here, come over to the United States, come over to Las Vegas, and just rock out, it's going to be an absolute blast. If this does not convince you to go to Otakon Vegas next year, I have no idea what will. So you guys need to check that out. You can just look online for Anisong World Tour 2015. You'll get more information online. All right, you know what? Let's talk about some video game news, because there's just a couple things here and there that I crossed my mind. It didn't, nothing really too in-depth, but just fun. And it always has to be something that I can't get over here in the States. Apparently there is a brand new K-On! Arcade game going on right now from Sega. They decided, you know what, they wanted to bust out yet another arcade game. This is called K-On! After School Rhythm Selection. It's currently in location tests, and there's no final song list going on right now. If you are lucky to live in Japan near one of these locations, you can actually play just about 7 songs right now. You have a selection. What it looks like for this round, it's typical, it's a music rhythm game. It's not much to say about it. You have the chibi K-On! Characters playing in the background while you play along to some of the great music. We have no idea anymore about when it's going to come out all over Japan, if anyone's going to import it over here to the States, when it's going to make its way to either portable or home consoles, and when can we get it over here in the States. But you know what? It's K-On!, it's a video game, it's a ton of fun. This needs to show up like yesterday. I know I've talked about this before. This is actually something that's out right now. Love Live School Idol Festival. This is available currently on iOS and Android devices. It's absolutely free. Granted, there are in-game stuff you can purchase with real money, but you really don't have to. But given like any idol game, there's a lot of cool stuff that will probably convince you to spend a few bucks here and there, and then a few more. And next thing you know, you spent $100 on this game. Not me, but I know people who actually spent, what was the total? like $135 on this game so far. You can purchase like, these gems that are worth from like $1 to $50 each to help with each of your characters. And this has been going on for years over in Japan. In fact, I think earlier this year, the Japanese version celebrated passing 3 million users, actually just in July. But here in the United States, we have our own English version. And you know what? We just hit 500,000 players. It is just a lot of fun. It's a very basic music rhythm game. I'm loving the story modes. I'm loving the bonus stuff you get every once in a while. Like every month or so, there's always like an extra story or a bonus that happens, so you can actually go ahead and play this. It's a social rhythm game, so you can also enjoy this by sharing it with your friends. It's completely free for the most part, and you can download it on iOS and Android devices right now. Just search for Love Live School Idol Festival, and it will definitely pop up. Be one of us. Join us. Maybe we can get up to 1 million by the end of the year. Should be should be definitely enjoyable. And if you really don't like it, let me know, because I want to hear both the good and bad out there. I don't want to focus just on the good. Yes. Okay. I did have to mention this because it was announced at AX. We've talked about it before, but it's now finally available and you can purchase this. If you've ever been interested in visual novels and you just can't really think of how to get into it, where to start, you should check this one out. It's called Planetarian: The Reverie of a Little Planet. This one, like I said, was announced at Anime Expo. It is now currently available on Steam and has a special launch price right now of $7.49. It's a very basic visual novel. It's basically considered like it's a way to ease first-time readers into visual novels because there are no branching paths and there's only one ending. The developer of this game called Visual Arts, they call this a so-called kinetic novel, but it definitely gives you the feel of what to expect in a visual novel. And for $7.50, come on, you guys can definitely check this one out. This game originally came out 10 years ago in Japan, but we finally got an official translation over it. If you like the artwork and you probably are thinking, I've seen that style before, you may have heard of someone called Key. Key is famous for Canon, Air, Clannad, Little Busters, Rewrite, Angel Beats. Do I need to go on? For this game, though, it is set in a post-apocalyptic world. Remains of humanity survive where biochemical warheads have destroyed civilization, and endless so-called rain continues to fall upon the shattered Earth. Autonomous battle drums continue the fight that has long lost its meaning. You are a junker, as a scavenger who seeks out undamaged items of value. You end up in this domed building that appears to be a military installation. That building turns out to be a planetarium, and in there you meet this young woman named Yumeme. A member of the help staff at the planetarium. She's been waiting for customers to visit for over 30 years. And the question is this a chance encounter that even the coldest of hearts may be thawed? It's going to be kind of cheesy, but it's Key. So you take it with a truckload of salt and a boatload of moe. That's all you can do. It's available for Steam. You can check it out for $7.49. If this gets you interested, like I said, you can go into Air, Clannad. I mean, these games are going to cost money, but if you wanted to further expand your view into visual novels, and you don't want to spend a lot of money, like no money, you can also check out Katawa Shoujo, which is for free. It wasn't made over in Japan. It was made over here, but it's still very entertaining, and there are multiple branching story paths, and you guys should check those out. Last but not least for today, I have to talk about this random game that I've been coming across over in Japan. So we already know about Kankole, about the, for lack of a better phrase, moification of historic battleships. I know that the company behind it is working on a new game that basically does the modification of like construction vehicles. Okay, this is just going to be a thing, I guess. But I do have to say, there's this new one. Like, people are trying to jump on this bandwagon. So there's this new game that's going to come out very soon called the Sinanago Collection. It's going to be available for iOS and Android devices. You kind of have an idea of where I'm going with this. Yes, it's a mobile game. The modification, not of battleships, not of construction vehicles, but of current real-world cars. I kid you not. Like, this is Axela, which is based off the Mazda Axela, or as we know it in the States, the Mazda 3. Here we have Fit, for the Honda Fit. We also have Passo for the Toyota Passo. The one I think is actually the most detailed so far that I've seen out of these is Leaf for the Nissan Leaf. And finally, we also have, excuse me, we have Outlander FEV for the Mitsubishi Outlander SUV that's over in Japan. There are a ton of more designs on their website. You can just search online for that one. But the thing is, some of these characters don't have a vehicle counterpart showcased next to them. I guess it's just a work in progress or something like that. The idea behind this game, it takes place in the year 20XX. My God, are we back in the 80s? When it's an everyday sight to see girls called Sinago running around all parts of the country. It's rumored that if you win the so-called Nihon Judan Rally, all your dreams will come true. Many Sinago owners aim to win, and so spend their days doing nothing but racing to build the strongest team. During all this, a certain Sinago will appear before you with a wish she wants granted. So, if you're a car fan and also an anime fan, this may be just for you. And for those of you who are thinking that, okay, the modification of all these cars, did they get permission to use these, or is this game going to come down faster than it can actually be released? Yes, all the manufacturers approve the usage of these cars. So yes, someone in the marketing departments of all these vehicle companies had to look at these anime girls and go, I guess that supports our vehicle. Sure, why not? Yeah, I may have to see if I can possibly download this just to check it out and see what the hell it is. But anyways, that's going to be it for this episode of AniBreak. I know it's a bit disjointed, but I want to thank you for watching nonetheless. Stay tuned for post-show. You can catch AniBreak every single Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Also, be sure to tune in on this Sunday at 7 p.m. for the hopefully 100th episode of From My Mother's Basement. If not, it'll be like episode 99.6 or something like that. In any case, we will definitely be here. So thank you so much for watching. For AniBreak, I'm Jason. We will see you guys next week. Take it easy, everybody.